Yeah, I don't think we even announced it, did we?
Hey everybody, this is Soger. I'm here with Comrade Kane, and we also have a special guest, Zondaskin. We're going to be talking about his the Persia game that we all played together. Uh,
Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
and right now, I have Zondaskin's ancient era. Actually, it's the beginning of his classical era pulled up. In case you're wondering why there's map pins on the screen. And man, you do a lot of planning. Like this is like
It's fun to do with Paradisa to pin them out.
yeah. I am like truly impressed by this. All right, so like start off like so this was a religious victory. I mean, people could play however they wanted, but the official challenge was a religious victory, correct?
True, true. That's what I want to try out with Persia, um, because I'd already done culture and domination with Cyrus, so I want to try out new victories in all the challenges I do for this marathon. And we have this spawn where you spawn to the west of Uluru,
Yeah,
and we did that in the we looked at that in a previous stream with you. And settled next to Ulu to get desert folklore, and that was the kind of motor of the religion game.
yeah.
And in this particular moment, what you're seeing is that I'm at war with England.
Well, that's excellent. I just
Yeah,
want to jump in really quick because I see we got five people in chat. And let me just say, Zondaskin is only 5 subscribers away from 1,000. So if you're not
woo,
subscribed to him, you should be doing that right now. That would just be super great.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just relentlessly plug that every chance I get, by the way. So by the end, you're going to be sick of hearing me plug that you need 5 subscribers.
No problem.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'll
no,
just quickly.
it's funny that you went to war with England because I met England and I went to war like 2 turns after meeting them because I was like, well, I want two movement. I just declared a surprise war to increase my scouting capabilities.
Yeah, I did that a couple times in this game as well. I did that against Congo. I think I think twice. I did it once against Ethiopia and I did it once against Scythia.
Yeah,
Um, but for England, the moment I believe that she found me is the first thing, so I wasn't sure for a long time where exactly she was.
hmm
And then by the time I knew that her cities were far enough away that if she had her army there, I would be safe. Her army was already moving towards me, so I never felt safe enough to declare on her. In hindsight, what you can always do is save scum the turn that she declares on you, and declare on her instead.
yeah,
Because if she's going to war against you anyway, then you might as well get the two movement.
mhm,
But I forgot to do that.
yeah.
Plus I was already safe coming a lot this game for
Really?
frustrating. Yeah, I lost
Ah.
Mahabodhi literally on one turn, and I decided that I just wasn't going to accept that. Just I no.
Hey, Kane, how about you? How was your ancient era? Did you do any surprise wars for scouting or anything?
No, no. I mean, at some point I got the joint war, but it was much later. And it was with England
Yeah.
against Gaul. But if it's a joint war, is it still
Nope,
surprise war?
it didn't. That messed me up because I had to
See,
I had to
no.
search around like because there was a few times because I think I spent most of the game in the 10 turn window of a surprise war. Like I was like scheduling my surprise wars because I was like, all right, in 2 turns I gotta declare war on somebody. I don't know who it's gonna be.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Road
yeah.
Yeah,
to
No, I
Dartmoor.
totally failed at that.
yeah.
Yeah, my start was a little slow. And just one thing, I guess we'll get to the religion belief picks because mine are funny.
Yeah. Well, no, let's go ahead. Let's start with you, Kane, because yours are funny. What was your religious beliefs?
I picked Crusade instead of Holy Order or Crusade. I don't know why. I thought I would go on a domination run early, and it just didn't work out for me. It
I,
just didn't.
I
So
think I got in your head when I brought up the fact that if you remove a civilization from the game, that you can just have fewer cities you have to flip because your civilization does not count for a religious victory. So I think I got in your head that way, and then you then switched to a religious victory.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, so that just made my
Yeah.
victory
Here, I'm
much
actually
much
going to
longer.
jump up to the next era so we can see your religion, Zond.
Hmm.
So that would be.
I do think a crusade is a sensible pick with Cyrus,
Oh yeah,
especially
no.
if they're going for domination instead of religion, because you
I
do get a movement bonus, but then getting a combat bonus from your religion is pretty nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
if you can use it properly.
Yeah,
yeah. If
yeah.
you then go full religion, it doesn't work as well.
Exactly.
Strangely enough, combat bonus doesn't help. I don't think it helps religious combat. And
No.
yeah, so I mean that wouldn't help. Crusade, I've used a couple of times now, and I think in my head it works better than it actually does. Is my problem. Is if you have so much faith that you could spread your religion like that, you're actually using
Hmm.
it for like a Grandmaster's Chapel, is what always seems to happen in my games. Like, I have
Hmm.
the vision of the strategy, but the reality is never that.
Yeah.
It I found that sometimes in games it's nice because um in like sometimes you'll just roll over a civ and then
Yeah,
you don't need it. But then sometimes a civ will be a little stronger than the others, and you'll kind of hit a loss of momentum.
yeah,
And then by the time that you can bring your religious units, and then you can get a little boost that can just help you keep up the momentum without having to like check up to new units or something like that. So
yeah.
it can be nice, yeah.
Oh
And England
wow.
just didn't want to make peace, just never. And I don't know if this is something that the AI specifically does against Cyrus, but it just seems like even as I was attacking her cities already, which is usually where the AI says, "Okay, I'm going to tag out here."
Yeah,
Um,
she
she
wouldn't
was
accept
unwilling to make
peace.
peace. No, no.
That's what, like, that's happened to me a few times, and and usually it's somebody like Babylon or something where they're on, like, where an AI still is sort of on the same footing with me. Are they the aggressor they're winning? But in this situation, like with you have Mulan, you have your archers here. You're actually in the winning position here. I've never really encountered beyond like civs with a or not really a bonus, but a trait to it where they just refuse peace. I mean,
Huh.
usually I can find the reason, but like right here, I would assume that she'd want peace. Huh. Oh, and Norway's still alive in your game. For people who didn't see my game, Norway did not make it out of the ancient era. I got Himiko and accidentally removed Norway. They just were no. Well, they had one city, but they lost it to loyalty at the beginning of the classical era.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah.
that's a good segue into like selection of the heroes, right? Because
Yeah,
like with me, I got like Mulan, Beowulf, and Anansi as the first three. So I picked Anansi as my. So she helped me with the yields for culture and science a little bit, but I
yeah.
didn't get Himiko until like so much later, or Hercules.
Yeah, how about you, Zan? Who did you get? Well, I
I
can
got
see you got
Maui,
Mulan. Yeah. What?
Maui and Mulan. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I would.
Maui was just because he was available. I didn't want to get a hero in the ancient era because I'd already gotten to 25 era score.
Mhm.
But then England came, so I knew, okay, I just need a hero, and I kept Pasagade by the skin of my teeth. So it was actually pretty important to get a hero out then and
Yeah.
there.
No, I always like I run up my era score. I'm not I don't conserve era score period. Like, so I never factor that in. But I was delaying heroes because the only two that I wanted was Himiko and Hercules. And I was actually, I think I've had one turn into like the hero, like whatever the thing is, to discover a hero right when I
Hmm.
got Himiko from exploring or something.
Mm,
But I was gonna just run the projects until I unlocked the two I wanted, because I mean, I knew, like, I haven't played heroes much, but Hercules and Himiko are just so much stronger than the other two. Like they
true.
just are.
Yeah.
Especially Hamiko, like basically won my war against Norway because I was using her combat strength bonus plus levies. I mean, I got pillage. I got so much with that early war there. It was such a huge jump start.
Yeah, is so strong. Like, I'm collecting footage now for a heroes tier list,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy how much Himiko can enable you to fight the AI even in the ancient era.
Yep.
Um, it's insane, especially if you then have a civ that has combat bonuses. Like, I played her when she came out, when she even gave 10 combat strength
Oh my
with
god.
with the Mapuche.
What? Why?
Going into a classical age against a golden age opponent, it was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Uh so what was everyone's, so you went crusades, and what were the rest of your beliefs, Kane, for your religion?
Well, it was work ethic, obviously, as the first one, and then I just went with World Church for more culture because the tech shuffle mode really threw me for a loop because
Yeah.
I think this is the first time ever
Yeah.
that I played shuffle, and it was like the third time I played Heroes, so I had to figure things out as I played. But it was World Church and then Mosque, obviously.
Yeah, you're sort of a purist when it comes to Civ. I'm still amazed, like when I mentioned something like, "Oh, well, yeah, if we play Secret Societies, you'd have to pick Void," and Kane immediately goes, "Well, why is that?" And it's like,
Ah, yeah.
it's like, oh my god, you really have never played any of these game modes.
Yeah, purist is a good description, actually.
Yeah, he's a very Civ purist. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like the tech shuffle got me at the end looking for cartography.
Ah, yeah,
I was,
cartography, yeah.
because Scythia
Also,
wound
the
up.
governments, right? Like the
Yeah,
tier two government, like theocracy. I was looking for it for so long. I feel like.
And ironworking was a pain as well.
Yeah, like this was not a good tech tree. Well, actually, it was a really good tech tree, except for ironworking is buried down at the bottom
Yeah.
here. That's a complete dead end. And then I took it one step further to get Huey, and I think I sent to Kane afterwards when we were talking about it, like, oh, I got Huey, and that's when I made the realization: if I hadn't got Huey, I would have won sub 100. I would have beat the, like, that extra, because it took me something like 15 turns to unlock that, and that's like the 15 turns to get cartography, and that just sort of ruined my day a little bit. That me being ridiculous stopped me from doing the more ridiculous thing.
Yeah, it was kind of a painful Tekken Civic Shuffle game in that respect.
Mhm.
Um,
So let's see. The
it's
start
like,
of your religion here, you have work ethic,
yeah,
obviously. You went religious colonization.
yeah. So I
And
think that's what I have in there. Yeah, so that's what I have in there now, because at that point I had two cities, both
yeah,
with their holy sites, so it made sense to me. I do think in the long run, Holy Order would have helped me finish sooner, because at the end I was just struggling getting out enough apostles.
yeah,
They cost more than 1,000 faith a piece at some point, and the other beliefs I took at some point were pilgrimage for more faith from converted cities,
yep,
and the last one was mosques.
yeah.
Kind of a standard setup for the most part, except religious colonization.
Yeah, and the thing with religious colonization versus holy order, if it's a non-religion game, I always look at how much faith you're going to realistically produce and how many cities you currently have, because you always, like, most people sort of have a feel for you. like that classical era, early medieval era, you have that big burst of cities, and then you start slowing down on settling again. So it really depends where you get your religion in that burst in a non-religious game. But Holy Order, like I mean, I can see your position where you just want it in your cities, but it's so hard to argue against Holy Order in a religious
Yeah.
game. Like, but not wanting to convert your own cities does make sense because it saves you religion in that part. And did you stay at war the length of your game then?
Most of it, yeah, because I did have to end the war again at some point against England when I took Bristol and
Hmm.
the city southwest of that. I think it was Leeds,
Yeah.
and had to restart it after 10 turns again. So that was near the end of this era. I started the war back up again. Um,
I'm gonna jump
and
to 124 here because you made a lot of ground in like 40 turns. You like took over your
yeah,
entire continent. So you went pretty hard from like turn 84 to 124. So that's
yeah, I was able to pick up some free settlers, so to speak.
yeah.
I think Congo ran into me with a settler 2 times, and Norway lost a city from loyalty to me.
Hmm.
Um, and I think there was another free settler at some point, but I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, I got super when I was invading Norway in the ancient era, they then sent like an unguarded settler out of one of their cities when I moved in for the first attack. So not only
Yeah.
was I like pillaging and everything in the ancient era, they
Oh
then
yeah. Yep.
also they sent a defensive settler, which that's not good defense. I mean, I know the
No.
AI makes some weird choices, but
That was it.
what?
England came out of Bradford with a settler
Yeah,
as we were at war. Like in that position, you just saw the other era. He
yeah,
came out to my archers with a settler, and I was like, "What?"
yeah.
Yeah. So this was the
That's really poor defensive strategy.
Yeah, no, for sure. So this was the start of the Second Anglo-Persian War, so to speak.
Yeah,
And as you can see, I have Maui. I was taking towards Stirp, so I had some heavy chariots out.
yeah.
In terms of the era dedications, I
Yeah.
have this kind of standard play where I'll take Monumentality. No, I'll take Exodus of the Evangelists in the classical era
Yeah.
to get my religion, which in this case was definitely necessary as well because I didn't have a holy site yet going into the classical era.
Okay.
That's how long it took. Then Monumentality in the medieval era to expand a little more, and then Exodus again in the Renaissance to try and finish it up, which I didn't manage in this game. And usually I may finish it up in the Renaissance era.
Yeah.
So is that kind of how you do your dedications as well?
I well, okay, and how do you do your dedications? Let's start there, because then I'm gonna go into mine.
Yeah, I think both classical and medieval, I went with monumentality. Maybe medieval, I actually went with the Exodus. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
But at some point, I just stopped expanding because I did not go to early, and there was like limited room, I guess.
Yeah.
So either both classical and medieval, I went monumentality, and then Renaissance was Exodus, something like that.
Yeah. I always, but this is just because of the general status of my game going into the classical era. I always go monumentality because that's when I'm going to be doing most of my expanding. If I have to chop out holy site prayers for a religion, I'd rather do that than do the Exodus Golden Age. But because I watch the great people a lot if I don't have like a really strong holy site start, if that makes sense. But no, I can't pass up monumentality in the classical era because even if you're not producing a ton of faith, that 20% discount early game, you're just making so many gains. It's hard for me to pass up on that. And then after that, in a religious game, I usually go Exodus after the classical era because you need so little. For an actual just pure religious game, you need so little, but you still want to expand in the classical era most times. So that's why I always go monumentality there. Like if I play 100 games, I'm picking Monumentality 100 times.
Yeah,
Um,
no, that's
but yeah, but no, Exodus of the Evangelist. That was going to be my plan on out. That's all I picked, and there's no reason to stay in Monumentality. You only need one era of Monumentality in a religious game. It doesn't matter if it's beginning or end. But yeah, so let's see. You're about halfway to your victory now, and you're only, oh, that's Zoroastrianism. Which religion are you?
yeah, that's mine.
You're
I did.
only
I didn't.
down.
I didn't pick I didn't pick a funky name this game.
Okay, you only were dominant in 10 cities at this point.
Yeah, yeah, a little slow, but I had to focus
Well, you
more
were playing
attention than I
defensive.
wanted on getting into England
Yeah,
um and getting Mahabodhi. That also stunned me. I saved come to get Mahabodhi because I was one turn on that, and I just didn't accept that.
yeah,
And I was also, I think, 2 turn on Petra and 1 turn, or no, not 1 turn. It was a little bit more, but I also failed at getting Kotoko in. So I had 2 wonders. Um, Petra of which really hurt.
yeah,
Petra really stung. Because Pasagade was going to be so much better with
yeah.
Petra in there. But yeah, lost a lot of momentum because of that as well. Because of course, if I knew that I wasn't going to get those wonders, I might have well put that into getting some religious units out and converting some more cities.
Did you chop the wonders, or were you hard building them? Were you just doing per turn production on them?
I chopped for Mahabodhi, but then, as you can
Okay.
see, Pasagade just doesn't have any more chops.
No, you run out. Like
Yeah.
like you have decent production, but yeah. Kane, what wonders did you get? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Yeah, I'm looking at my stuff. At the capital, I got Petra and Jebel
Yeah.
and Apadana.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to capitalize on that, but I got Mahaburi all the way down by the coast. I just chopped it out specifically for for that wonder.
Yeah, you settled the city for the wonder.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, here I'm gonna just load up my game because I don't remember my wonders. Let's see. Last turn would have been 119. So
But I squeezed in stuff like Coliseum, Hagia Sophia, obviously. So
yeah, so I want to say I know I got Jebel because that was huge. Like we talked in the first one about just how overpowered that wonder is. If you
Yeah.
get it, it's like deceptively strong because it has such great synergy with monumentality. It has like if you have a good place for that and you can settle around it, it's just so strong. So that was my main focus. Is what I went to that, and that was like I wanted to get that wonder because of the faith output of it.
Yeah, sadly, by the time I got to Ironworking, I believe it was already built by Congo. Congo went on a bender in my game.
Yeah, and here's my insanity going on at turn 119. I have military emergencies and everything going against me because it's a religious game. Let's go ahead and just get that off. All right, so yeah, there's my Huey in the capital. I placed it poorly. I should have placed it there, but I wanted to save the yields. Oh, I didn't get Petra. For some reason, I remembered getting Petra, but I played so many games since this. I loaded this up also just to jog my memory, because this might surprise people. I played quite a few games of Civ.
What?
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? But yeah, like in my capital, like what do I have for wonders?
Apadana?
Oh yeah, of course. Apadana, Jebel, and oh, that's a really weak Apadana for me. Only 3. But yeah, I mean, I got Apadana for envoys because I was using Levy. Oh, that's my war style. Is I find a city state, I pump envoys in there, and I levy. That's how I wound up taking out Vietnam over here. is I
Mhm.
got envoys in Mogadishu and Mojadaro, however it's pronounced. I got suzerainty of both of those and just pushed in through Vietnam because they were just. I didn't feel like spreading my religion on a new continent. It was much easier just to take over the continent and then flip one holy site.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, and of course my religion is like Kane and I are gonna have basically the same religion in most games of World Church for culture, just because even in a religion game, culture is so strong. Mosque, the only religious building worth building, other than like pagoda, are if you can get the one that provides food. The rest of them are questionable in value, in my opinion. And Holy Order, just because like I said, it's like I also was just okay spreading because, well, I had a super strong ancient era. And with Hamiko, you get that free culture if you just pump envoys into a city state that you have suzerainty of already.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I got good heroes. And yeah, like I took out England super early. Like I was like just a pure warmonger. I mean that's like I started off with war and kept going to war, and then at the end I was like, all right, let's do religion now.
And in your game also, she didn't make it off to the other landmass.
No, she
Because
didn't.
in my game, right at the turn where I got London, I thought, now I've eliminated you. She actually settled the city on a little island to the west of London.
Yeah.
It was super annoying.
If it makes you feel any better, I was beat to Kudo in as well. I'm just noticing
cool.
that right now. At turn 119, I was built to Kudo in on the game winning turn.
And the other one, because you lost quite a lot there, so
Yeah.
you're probably really close as well.
Oh, and I lost Anchor Watt as well. So I lost two really strong wonders at the last turn of the game.
Yeah, no, that's still a lot of production going down.
I'll be honest. At this point, I think I was just looking for the thing that would take the longest in the production queue for most of my cities. It was like, okay, what can I put in this city that will take like 20 some odd turns?
Yeah.
You know, Kane, did you go to war with anyone, Kane? Like, I know you picked Crusade, but did you act, like, I know you declared war, but did you do like an actual like conquest style war with anyone?
Yeah. I mean, this save, I guess.
I can load your game here right now. It's 180. Let's load that up.
Do 180. Yeah, exactly. Because I did take out England at some point. It was like turn 130, no, 150 maybe. So pretty late. When you guys won the game, I was just taking out England.
Well, you like to play at a relaxed pace.
Yeah, leisurely.
Yeah.
And the way my game was developing, it was pure religion, right?
Yeah.
And so I built so many apostles with no holy order. It was painful.
You didn't go holy order either? Oh yeah, no. You went crusade.
I went crusade. It worked out perfectly. No, but I had to create like bases all around the world for my apostle. It was just like so painful. And my strategy was non-existent, basically. So I hard ran into the wall of religious game, and I had to keep like bands of apostles in different countries to make sure they don't respawn their religions. It was ridiculous.
To be fair, I should have done that as well.
Because they would flip back, you know? They were pretty strong. Like Gaul was strong in my game for some reason.
I feel bad now because at the end of my game, I was trying to decide which way would end the game quicker. If I just completely removed Scythia from the game or if I converted them. Like, those were my questions. You guys are like locked in this religious war, and I'm like, okay, what way can I end this game faster? Because I've got the biggest military and the most apostles.
Yeah, but see, it's turn 180. I'm still fighting England. She's got like last city left. So
which is weird because she didn't go settle this city. So did she settle first? Oh, she forward settled you. So she was actually settling the main continent still.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, yep, exactly.
And
Oh yeah.
Norway's still alive. Did everyone else have like that war between Babylon and Norway at the beginning? Or I guess if you didn't explore up there,
I think I did. Yeah.
because
I believe one of them got a city raised. If I looked at the map replay at some point.
okay, because I like when I got up there, I got like I got lucky because Babylon was like at war with Norway, so like they were they were moving to go to war, so all their units were intertwined when I got a joint war, and then I just swooped in while they were distracted and took out Norway, and then I declared war on Babylon as well.
Scroll to the desert over there. You
This-
see, you see the band of apostles and the guru.
So Sand, I got a question for you. How often do you make gurus?
Gurus.
Yeah.
Only if I conquer a city with Meenakshi Temple.
Okay.
Otherwise, never.
I have such long religious games that gurus are such an integral part of my attack.
Yeah.
Because I have like usually a converter apostle who converts other civs, and then the combat, right?
Yep, you
The
have debater
+20.
right here.
So the debater is always kept alive by guru because until I take the take over the other civ. So that's
You actually have a pretty decent setup on your beliefs
Yeah.
here. Like I'm looking at your the one thing, seeing as you do have the two translators, translator debater, I would have went proselytize with extra charges and gone that way. Just me thinking out loud, looking at your thing.
Yeah,
If
but
you're gonna
I
have
don't
a
think-
three apostle group like that.
Yeah, but do we have Yerevan? I don't think there was a choice
Oh.
of promotions.
Oh, okay.
Yerevan was in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
it-
didn't find it until much.
Oh, because you're
Yeah,
Caesarean of it right now.
I also found it like in the last couple
yeah.
of turns of the game.
Where
Of,
was
of,
it?
My, of my game, at least.
Oh yeah, I
It's-
didn't find
it's
that
like-
until like I think I found that and I was like, well, that would have been nice if I hadn't already like taken out 3/4 of the map.
Because a bit of a running theme in the last two videos I made with the game, sorry, the last two eras, is that I was saving up envoys with the express purpose of finding a religious city state, just any one,
Yeah.
and putting my envoys in there to get extra faith. And I just kept like finding other city states, Mogadishu at some point,
Yeah.
Zankoki at some point, and thinking, well, no, I want to save them up for a religious city state. And then I found, let's see if I can find it when I found Yerevan exactly, because it was like
Here,
it was
I can
like the
load up
last
one of your
couple
saves.
turns.
I'll load up your save in just a second here, but I just want to point out that Kane was the only one to successfully get Petra.
And look how useful it is.
Yeah, that's a good Petra city, man. Like, I bet you that did a lot. Where did you put? Oh, you put Jebel right next to.
Yeah, Jebel is poor placement.
Yeah,
Poor
that's.
placement because that wasn't just.
Did you have a future plan of conquering Congo? Was that your plan there?
No, I thought it would reach the Hagmatana, but it didn't. I don't know,
Okay.
I miscalculated that.
Yeah. All right. So let's pull up and see when Zand found. Let's see when you found Yerevan. I'm gonna just load in your last save, your 181 here. Yeah, and that's the thing. I do. I tend to put my envoys out pretty early. The one big thing where I will start saving envoys is Cold War. If I'm not super far ahead in the envoy race around the time where Cold War is a realistic next civic in my thing, I'll start saving up my envoys just because of the double envoy card. Otherwise, it's so hard for me to avoid or to. I'm so instant gratification, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Even if it would help me out, there's so many times like you'll hear me in videos go, I gotta start saving money for this, 9 turns in a row, and then like on the 10th turn, be like, why don't I have money? Oh yeah, because I've spent it literally every turn. Because
I actually found the exact turn where I found Yerevan.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
remind you that I won the game according to Hall of Fame at turn 180. Actually, the last spread was
Yep.
in turn 181. So try and take a guess when I found Yerevan.
You
Try-
okay? So
try and
you won on turn 180. I'm assuming, just like looking at your map here, it looks like this was the last area discovered. So I'm gonna say 170.
178. And I like instantly suzerain them because I had 14 envoys in the bank anyway. So I was like, yes, finally. And I even say in the video at that point, like, oh yes, now that I can't afford any apostles anymore, I can finally give them good promotions.
Yeah, what's your apostle cost? Because Kane said he was pumping out 1,000. Here, I just need to find a city with a holy site here. Perfect. So your apostle cost at this point is 1,000 faith. That's pretty steep. I mean, granted, you're still 2 turning apostles right now, but that's expensive.
Yeah, and in actually getting Yerevan there helped getting the, because at the point where I found Yerevan, it was still 490 faith per turn.
Yeah.
So all the difference that one city-state makes.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
Moprobs, welcome in.
Hey, what's up, Moprobs? And yeah, this was the thing that got me right here, was Scythia all by themselves, just chilling.
Yeah, and in your game, she did get a religion. In my game, she didn't. So that's why I have missionaries there instead of apostles.
Yeah. She had a religion in my game because that's how I converted her so fast. Oh, well, you're saying you... Yeah, never mind. I misheard what you said for some reason. I was more distracted about how beautiful her Panama Canal is here.
Yeah.
Like,
I commented on that as well. Like, this is an aesthetically pleasing Panama Canal, and it's the only way that Pokrovka was ever going to get access to the sea.
Yeah.
So props there.
I like how it's framed in with 2 rivers. Like that actually is like a pretty ridiculous Panama Canal. Like that's like framed in perfectly.
Yeah. Van Bradley used to do like ratings of AI canals, and I think this is honestly 10 out of 10 Panama Canal.
Yeah.
It's the only way the city has sea access at all. It probably has some trade yields because I'm sure that Pokrovka is sending out traders somewhere. And
they're one trade route. Come on, the AI has one trader.
Okay, yeah, okay. But it's aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
And they could still get a good industrial zone on that wheat tile.
Yeah.
Not sure they will, but
well, no.
Yeah.
You know, I was so ecstatic that I actually was able to build a functional Panama Canal by accident in my like Cree game I played. I want to say immediately after this. I was looking for a way to burn great engineer charges, and I was like, oh, I can build a Panama Canal. That'll be a 1 turn. And I started going around, and I found one that literally cut the continent in half. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. So yeah, it's still like, it's one of those wonders that I don't think, like, functionally, I don't think it provides enough for how much it costs. But people really enjoy it, and it's really like, if you have the right city, it is sort of a nice little boost to be like, all right, that's functional. I actually do really like that. But
yeah,
more often,
it's usually a meme wonder. So
Yeah.
when it isn't, when it's more than a meme, then it's very nice.
Yeah. And you, like, I was like swarming like my apostles at the end here because I was trying to figure out how to get over to India, and I think I took like a back door through the tundra here because I went so hard in one direction. Because I started converting, converting late compared to how long my game took.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Kane, so at turn, like, I need to see. I'm gonna pull up your last save here.
What do you need to see?
I need to pull up your last save.
You know, when I was reading through the conditions,
Yes,
the terms for the game, right?
Yeah.
When you said what was it? Finish with an immortal and a rock band in an arena. I thought it's an and rock band, not
Oh,
or. And I
No,
was
it's
like,
and
how'd you guys
or.
finish so early? But then, yeah, it's or. And
Yeah,
then I
and
was like,
or, yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I panicked like after like because I didn't think of it during the game. I panicked on the floodplain cities because I remember messaging Kane saying that, oh yeah, I won, and we were going over like the different challenges and stuff, and then I was like, oh no, do I have floodplain cities? And then the first picture I sent him, there was like 4 floodplain cities just in the picture, and I was like, oh, I think I'm good because I also conquered 2 other civs.
Yeah, London, I believe, was on floodplains, so
Yeah.
should be
And
good.
And I'm pretty sure Vietnam, there had to have been at least one floodplain city. I'm trying to replay the combat in there. All right, so this is turn 200. 251. You've unlocked plastics and globalization, or environmentalism, or whatever that is.
Nice.
So you're
Um,
really far down these trees.
yeah, you know what? I think I might have miscalculated. I thought I didn't have floodplain cities, enough
Yeah.
floodplain cities, but now I'm looking at it. Susa is in floodplains,
Yep.
and it's just one tile that is. Anyway, so what I had to do, I thought I don't have enough, so I had to go to war with India. And if you scroll all the way to India, there's like a base there, and I'm slamming his 90 strength 100 strength
Oh
cities,
my
and
God.
yeah, so it was
So
and,
you've
and
got
because
you've got a giant death robot in a religious game.
I went, this game was
That's
fun.
great.
I mean, at some point, once I went beyond 230, because at 230 I actually won the religious game, so I had to restart to like delay it,
Oh,
and
to get the rest of the challenges?
to get the city,
Oh.
to get the city, man. And so, I mean, it was fun.
Wait,
I
is
was
the
like,
AI
you know
using
what?
planes against you?
In this
They
one,
have
I
an
don't think
airport
so.
right there. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
they have airports, but they don't. I don't think they have any
Aerodome. I
airports.
just saw the aerodome. I've never seen an AI aerodome in my games. I mean, maybe I did it, like the first few games I played, but since then I've just never seen one.
Yeah, they did try to make the AI better at using aircraft. And so I do see them build aerodromes more often and sometimes build aircraft, but
Yeah.
it's relatively rare.
Yeah, very rare. I agree.
Here's what I love. I love how like our cities are in like the exact same locations, Kane. Like at the beginning, like and then like everything just like
Pulled
it's
apart.
yeah, it's like we have like the same thing where like the early game is just so focused, and then I just go I could just play trash from here on out. I've gotten far enough ahead. Uh
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point my apostles are like 1,500.
yeah,
So
I need to check that.
Yeah.
Let's see where you're at here. Your rock band's only 700. You're oh my god,
Nice.
1,700 apostle.
17.
Did you?
At this point, though, I stopped producing them.
Yeah.
I'm not even focusing on faith because I have it covered.
Did you?
And,
Okay,
you know,
I was about to ask if you spread your religion before you conquered these cities for the Crusader bonus.
I did.
Okay,
Because
good.
there's-
Oh,
Yeah, no, like I said, the religious victory was 20 turns earlier.
okay. So what was the last civ that you converted then?
I think Scythia kind of reverted
Okay.
somehow. I don't know. So, and I mean, just shuttling apostles, you know. So I had to create these new cities, like on these islands, to make sure that I can
Yeah,
get to them faster. Just like creating apostles in those type of cities. Um, Similar to how you talked about, you know, creating the rock band's
yeah.
base. So, but it was quite an experience. I mean, thanks, Zond, for creating this type of
Yeah.
game.
This
And,
this was actually really fun. So I'm assuming everyone did about the same government path, our governor path, where you got probably Magnus, and diplomat, and then just went all the way down on moksha. I think that's what I did. Zand, what was your governor path on this? Do you remember?
Ooh, no, I don't remember that by heart. I did get to Moksha patron saint at the start of the Renaissance era.
Yeah.
So that's 124. And so I timed that relatively well. Sometimes I messed that one up. And I think I had Magnus in the capital for most of the game.
Were you running a trade route bonus with Magnus, or
I don't actually think so. No, I should have done that.
or was that for settlers?
Yeah, I think with provision. I think
Okay.
that was it.
I was trying to.
But I don't remember exactly anymore. I think most of those governor titles are in my YouTube playlist where you can see what I slotted in when,
Yeah.
but maybe not all of them. And I think I went Magnus. Usually I kind of decide between Magnus and Pingala's first governor, or Amani, of course.
Yeah.
And I think in this case it was Magnus first.
Yeah. Magnus First is just such a universally strong, because it gives you the utility. Like I said, if you are running up late on getting a religion, like if you a Magnus chop will finish a holy site prayer in a half a lot of times. Like
Yeah.
it's just like people like it's so hard to argue against a Magnus First. Unless you're going diplomat for era score, because it's just the utility is just there. Like the extra strength on chops is just so good, and he has like the best second promotions for that growth in both the trade route and the or not free settler, but non-population lost settler. It just you can keep your cities growing and you're not losing, so you can sustain your growth a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we're oh, so you got
No, I didn't even promote him. I didn't even get to provision or surplus
Yeah.
logistics even. No, okay, then it was a Pingala first game probably.
Okay.
Since I have librarian, connoisseur, research grants, yeah.
because
Looks more like a Pingala first game.
what I was gonna say, why I brought this up for Kane, in your situation where you're shuttling apostles along, I've actually in one game I was playing, it was another game of the month type thing on Civ Fanatics. I actually went with Moksha and I got districts with Faith first, and I just sent my settler with a missionary and just settled on the new continent because it was like a continent's map. And that was like a huge move because I settled the city first turn, our 5 turns later, I built a holy site and I could start, even though I only had one promotion on my apostles, they were 6 tiles away from my opponents.
That is exactly what I did with those bases or
Yeah.
island-based cities. Just shuttling Moksha from one city to the other and just popping those holy sites right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in a game like this, that's actually like I saw there was a city like right here. That would actually almost be a better play than the double promotion apostle, just because it's cutting down on travel time so much.
I just did it too late.
Yeah.
I wish I did it much earlier.
Yeah, I actually wish I'd done that because one thing that, first of all, is pretty tedious is the travel with the apostles, but also I also say it's come to a couple times when a barbarian boat came up out of nowhere to nix one of my apostles. I was just not having it.
Yeah.
It was frankly, I wasn't having the best time. I thought that this map was going to be crazy good, and
It
I
was?
was going to go for a sub 150 with this. Well, but a 180 game is for me a relatively slow game.
Yeah.
Even on a huge map, I usually finish in the Renaissance era.
Yeah. For religion?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for religion specifically. I don't finish like culture games in that era without monopolies and corporations. But religion, it's been a long time since I've had to continue a religion game through into the industrial era. So,
Yeah.
and especially having to go back from Mahabodhi, not getting Kotoku in, not getting Petra, which was really, really painful. For those reasons, I was not having the best game from this map. Not as good as I'd hoped from like the onset with Ulu and Desert Folklore.
Like, this was a really strong map, but there is it's deceptively difficult. My early exploring, there's so many, like right here, there's so many of these one tile pathways. Like,
Yeah.
this is not, it's a good map, on like, if you top down look at it, it's a strong map, but there's so much of this stuff that you don't really notice until you start playing. The traversal in this map was not friendly. There
Yeah,
was
so my
Yeah.
first surprise war against Congo was actually kind of a disaster because I met Congo,
Yep.
like as you can see to the east,
Yep.
and thought, okay, and as you can see as well, he's got University of Sankore, Petra, and Joel Barkal, so just great.
Yeah.
And what basically happened is that I thought, okay, I can declare war on him, and I took my word to like the east side of that mountain range and went up north,
Yeah.
thinking that I was going to make that angle back to back home a lot easier. And then the only way, I also couldn't go through Vilnius because I believe they were Susan by someone else, so I
Yep.
couldn't go through there. So then you have to go all the way through Ethiopia,
Yeah. Like,
all the way north, and you have to go through the. Yeah, you also can't go through Bologna. You have to go all the way because where Jima is now.
yep.
I also took my word at some point, thinking, okay, maybe there's a pass there. No, I had to go back again, another 3 turns basic, and then had to go into the water to finally get the warrior back. And in the meantime, England had declared war on me, so I was taking my warrior through unknown territory while I was fighting a defensive war. That was not great.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, stuff like that are the factors that really, even like a good start. Like people so often think that the start is the whole game, and it's a huge factor. But some maps are just more difficult than others, and it's not always civilizations in game. Sometimes, like something like this huge long mountain range, and the other continent was the same thing as well. There was just a lot of mountains, and they
Yeah.
were very long, and that really does make a huge difference in like your domination and religion games. If you have lack of mountains, that makes a huge difference in your science games. So, and this one is sort of, it wasn't friendly for traversal at all. Like, because I remember I was like down in the tundra and I was thinking to myself, why am I exploring tundra already? It's like turn 15, but it was just that there was mountains everywhere else. There was nowhere, like I was trying to just fight my way through.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was, and that's also why I got to free settlers from Congo, because Congo's stuck.
Yeah.
Babylon is stuck,
I
and Greece as well. Greece is stuck as hell.
I'm actually like, do you have the oh wait, the game seed was on the original picture. I'm gonna see if I can recreate it. Would suck because I would know the map, but I want to replay this game as Congo, where you're just trapped in the middle here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You can do that for sure.
Yeah.
It seems like a fun game, dude, because you have Gaul there. Nice, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have Gaul,
Yeah.
who is what, like, Gaul for me is the worst civilization to spawn next to.
True.
They
Yeah.
are just, I say it all the time, they're the only civilization you can't beat in an ancient era war. Just because their bonus works in a way that the AI can't mess it up. Like, even the AI can't, like, functionally mess it up. So if they go to attack, usually their units are going to be clustered together because that's just how the AI moves. And like, just, like, it can't mess up. So, like, that would be pretty brutal. But you had like a religious Gaul, which is uncommon. Because
Yeah, he got Stonehenge, and he was really like I think he was. I think he may have been the first
yeah,
person I converted. But also he kept coming back, and even when I had all his cities converted,
yeah,
just apostles kept popping up out of the fog of war and converting back a city, and he kept having apostles with like proselytizer, translator, debater. It was nuts, and he didn't have Yerevan either because it was on the other continent. So he kept having lots of good luck with his apostles. It was kind of insane, and he was super intent on keeping his religion.
yeah. Like he's still got apostles right now at turn
Yeah.
180. He's oh wow. So yeah, that's wild. Like because I just steamrolled everyone on my continent. There wasn't really
Yeah.
much of a
Maybe
religion.
maybe click on him. Maybe it's a secondary agenda. I'm not sure.
Yeah, here, let's pull it up right now because that would be interesting to see. Yeah, he's devout. Tries to build up faith like civilizations.
That
Uh,
that'll do it.
yep, and cultured. So yeah, so his agenda went that way. Because I think I want to say he got a religion, but was too little, too late in my game. He didn't. I'm pretty sure he didn't get Stonehenge, or if he did, he didn't do anything with his religion. Because I remember I just sweeped through him with some apostles.
Yeah. I gotta take a quick bathroom break. By the way, be
Yeah,
right
no
back.
problem. So Kane, other than your struggles in the tech tree, how did you like the game modes in this?
Yeah, I wish I played more often with the game modes, even the heroes. Like
Yeah,
besides Hercules, I don't fully understood like how to get them, like because they come in completely random order, right?
yeah, it's random number generator decides what hero you get,
Mm,
but you get them for you every everything that pops up on the right hand side here, like when you find a new continent, when you
hmm.
everything that you get sort of a gossip thing for has a chance at generating a hero at random. So like you can get them a lot for like Caesarity and stuff like that. But there's also a city project. Let's see if it's available right now. All the heroes must be found.
Yeah,
But you have a
devotion.
city project, the devotion. But that's also just a random number generator. You get what hero you get. So that's why, like I said,
Exactly.
I was going to run that project until I got the heroes I wanted. I like because
Yeah. And
be,
it's also like it's a funny trade-off there too, right? Like because if you wanted to resurrect a hero, you have to spend a bunch of
yeah,
faith.
they're not cheap. Their prices are brought down by Wonder, so it works out really good with the Wonder heavy focus I usually put into games. Um, but yeah, you're looking at like 1,000 plus to resurrect a hero in the classical era. So that's a pretty huge investment to bring them back out. And that's
Yeah.
why I don't think most of these heroes are really worth it beyond Anastasia or however it's pronounced.
Yeah. Anansi.
Hercules,
If you can get Anansi really early,
yeah,
right? Like you can fly through the
that
cities.
in my one city Portugal 160 turn culture game, I had heroes, and that was the hero I used just because science and culture pillages just got me down the tree super fast. Like I was debating, like, oh, I'll take Hercules or Himiko, but then I was like, oh no, that extra boost to science and culture, it scales so good in
Mhm.
the ancient era, and it gets better. But I like so many things, it never has the strength it has in that ancient era.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Ancient era decides well, doesn't in
Yeah,
a way it does decide the game, right?
yeah.
Or at least it
It sets
decides how
up.
long
Yeah,
the game is going to
the
be.
ancient era sets up the game. I mean, I mean, I've said it like a million times, and I'll keep saying it. There's nothing you can do after turn 100 that will have as much impact as any turn you've made pre 100. Like every
Yeah.
turn you've taken pre turn 100 has so much more impact over the game. You can play every turn perfect after turn 100. It does not matter.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So that ancient era and into the classical era, like is just so impactful of how things turn out. But like the rest of the heroes, like I don't see like I like Hippola, or however it's pronounced. That's my brutal that's my
Hippolyta.
brutal uh, pronunciation of it. I really like her for like domination games, obviously, because she's just like brokenly strong. Because she like self heals and then gives you the extra movement on every unit in a tile, so you can like use your siege weapon twice and all that stuff. So that's nice.
Yeah, Hippolyta is very nice. In a domination, she really keeps up your momentum.
Yeah. She even
Um,
works in like a pacifist sense, in the sense that you can use her ability on any unit. It works on builders, settlers, anything. So, I mean, she's just not like a bad pickup regardless. She's just like obviously shines a lot more in domination. All the heroes I feel are more impactful in domination, but one of the few that does work in a pacifist sense.
yeah, no, for sure.
Uh,
There are a couple that I can see working in a defensive or
yeah,
just economist style.
yeah,
Sinbad maybe would have been better if you actually spawned on the coast on this map.
oh yeah,
In this game, it was kind of meh.
yeah,
Maybe for you, since you took over Norway so early, maybe for you it could have been nice, but
yeah. No, and Sinbad is one of those. Like exactly as you said it. If you spawn on the coast, he's the best. But anything beyond a very early coastal city, he drops in value so fast. Like it's like if you get him in the ancient era, amazing. Anything afterwards, he's okay. Like he loses, and that's my opinion. He loses value just so fast because the gold, I don't think. I mean, it doesn't scale, and it's tied to continents and wonders and stuff like that. Stuff that you're gonna find.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I I've been debating putting more game modes in my game. I feel like I've played no game modes for a while now, and but the problem is like the more game modes there are, it's just more stuff for me to like abuse and like sort of min max every turn. And I'm already sometimes taking 10, 15-minute turns. Like
yeah.
I don't need another thing to like sort of go, okay, well, if I do this, that would do a little bit better.
That's what I do like about Tekken Civic Shuffle. It's not something you abuse. It's something that just it
Mhm.
changes the flow of the game for you. On the other hand, especially if you have a save that wants a very specific thing, like for example, Persia wants their immortal, so they
Yeah.
specifically want to get to ironworking fast. It can really mess you up. For example, I've tried Tekken Civic Shuffle with naval saves, and I find
Oh,
it really really frustrating for them.
yeah, that would be terrible. If you don't get like you don't realize how important sailing being a level 1 tech is until it's not.
Yeah,
I actually really liked the Immortal. Up until this game, I was actually really sour on the Immortal. I'd played Persia a couple of times, usually Culture or Pacifist. I'd played one domination game like really early on, and I didn't like it. But Congo moved to attack my city, and I thought like the Immortal is like a perfect unit in the sense that you can defend with it very well. Like
yeah,
you have a very high powered unit that on your turn, if you're just trying to stop them from advancing, you can just pick away at that ranged attack, but still just like block corridors. So you like even if their units are have the tech advantage on you, seeing as you're attacking twice but only getting hit once, it works out really nice. Or there's two attacks but you're only getting hit once is the correct way to say that.
Yeah. You take an attack without taking damage,
Yeah,
and they attack you, and they do take damage on their melee attack.
yeah. So even if they're stronger, you're still either able to keep up or at least not lose as bad as you would have otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I wound up in a war with Babylon multiple times where they would like pull a crossbow down, and I had just like got my first archer, and I was like, well, this isn't good. And then he backed up. Like Babylon in my game was like very dangerous, but he never pushed it, like, which was weird because I settled a city right where you have however this is,
Yep.
Ispana. Uh, and he had like crossbows, like two crossbowmen, like right here, right where like he could see my city, and we're at war. And then he moved them back, and I'm like, well, that's really good because I just got my first archer.
Yeah, I saw that video where you were at war with Babylon, and Babylon's movement was really weird.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, because yeah, he shows up with those crossbows, and you're like, well, that was it.
yeah, just well, we've lost now.
Yeah,
But like I don't know, that happens so many times. Like I watch AI movement, and it's just so perplexing. It's like they
yeah.
obviously don't want to win. Like
I had a game. My last challenge I did on stream with Scythia
yeah,
was like that as well, where Gaul. Well, the first time I tried, Gaul attacked me and went straight for the capital, and I lost.
yeah,
Um,
we've
but
all been
then
there.
Chat wanted me to try the same save again, and then I was able to get out another city to the southwest of that to get iron.
Yeah,
And Gaul attacked me, did take the builder that was on the iron mine, but didn't pillage the iron mine. So then I was able to collect my iron to get my first swordsman.
yeah,
And they didn't go for that satellite city, which meant that I could keep units in more different safe places.
yeah,
Um, and because of that, because he did fight my units, but then also didn't want to go for that other city, but for the capital, and it actually became very easy to defend. Even though if he had just focused his because he had like 6 guys today, if he had first focused on that southwestern city, then on my units, then on the capital, there would have been no chance for me.
yeah.
With even halfway competent movement, the AI should have won that war easily.
No, and that's something that I've defended entire empires with one scout by just like moving it in range of all the AI's units, and then they start following the scout. And it's like it's so easy to like get the AI to like just do weird movements because it has weird prioritization in actions.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Maybe we should look at the achievements and how people
Yeah.
did them.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want
No.
to? Here, I don't have the graphic. Actually, maybe I still have it. No, I unfortunately erased the graphic.
Otherwise, I can send it to you right in the
Yeah,
start of the
let's do that
moment.
right now. Because
So
yeah, I'll pull.
here's the updated graphic, because the first achievement was going to be, and I noticed that you did achieve that.
Yeah,
The achievement was going to be build a wonder that has to be built in a desert. So that is either pyramids, Petra, Jebel Barkal, or University of Sankore. Now I believe that in your game as well, England got pyramids on that single desert patch, which makes a lot of sense actually.
yeah,
But then in my game, Congo also just ran away with Jebel, didn't even have the chance to build it. Petra, I believe sub 105 or something, which is genuinely tricky to get. Like, even if you know Petra goes that fast, it's hard to get.
yeah,
And Sankore, he was already building Sankore at that point as well, so I knew that was just, it was not possible. So I changed it to finish with a wonder that has to be built in the desert, or finish with a wonder. And I technically did that because I finished with pyramids.
There we go. I got it up on screen now. Hopefully.
And so, yeah, Kane, you built Jebel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I got Petra and Jebel.
Yeah.
Jebel.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna load
Overachiever.
everyone's last save. I'll start with Kane and we'll just go through all of the because you went out of your way to get and or. So I
I
feel
got a
like
rock band too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like you
I
get
don't know if it ended on the arena, but it's
yeah.
there somewhere.
I feel you get extra credit because you did both you did both options. So that shaves 10 turns off.
Yeah,
So
I think at
240.
that time I might have realized that my mistake, but at that time I was like, you know what? I'm just grinding it out and I'm feeling every possible condition.
My one of my like favorite memories of a Kane game, and he was posting these pictures in a civilization group. He was doing a Maya science game, and he was building national parks in all these cities for the amenities and whatnot. And every
Mhm.
single national park had either like uranium or aluminum in it that he could no
Oh
longer improve,
no!
like because he made the park for the amenity, and then like it was like one, and then like an hour later, he's like, "Well, there's uranium in this one."
Oh no!
Yeah, that was
Oh,
hilarious.
And
that's tragic.
And the funny thing to me is I had never thought of building national parks for amenities. And I remember saying to him, that's not a bad strategy. Cuz you can then target where your
Yeah,
amenities are going. Like if you
yeah.
need amenities in your capital, you can do that. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's see. You got your desert wonders. You've got two. You got the two best ones, like right there, obviously.
Yeah.
That's one. That's
Uh,
right.
and what's the next challenge? Let me
The
see if
Finish
floodplain
with at least
cities.
5 cities on floodplains.
Yeah,
uh,
because if you search for floodplains, I think I have all five of them here.
yeah.
But I, for some reason, miscalculated and went to India to get another one.
Okay, not plains, floodplain, just floodplain. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, like I felt like there was enough. Yeah, because you have one, two. Let's see, three up here, four.
Oh, Susa is not. It's four, right?
Yeah, you only have one, two, three, four. So I think
Yeah, and
there
then
you go.
if you
There
go
you
to.
did need India. There you go.
I did. I did.
So congratulations, you got that.
You're welcome.
Nice.
All right. Next challenge is
Finish with at least one wonder you did not build.
Yeah, so England has something. Coliseum? No, not Coliseum. What did they have?
right
They
here,
have a couple of
Terracotta
them.
Army.
Hagia Sophia, I think too.
Yeah, so there you go. You got they didn't get pyramids in your game.
No, somebody else did.
That's weird because
They got
pyramids.
Stonehenge.
Yeah, they got pyramids in your game, didn't they, Zond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in your game as well.
Yes.
Same tile. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's wild.
And I commented on it, like, normally you would see the AI, or at least, like, that's the stereotypical AI thing, that on that single patch of desert you would see Petra,
Yeah,
and then pyramids in the big old desert.
yeah,
But this time, actually, Congo did have the nice Petra city, and England got the pyramids where you want them. So, yeah, I had to commend the AI for that.
yeah. It actually played well. Good.
Yeah.
Also, I love that you're building Eiffel Tower here, Kane. That's a solid build. Almost
I
done
mean,
too.
it's. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I needed amenities and right, like, well, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was just building stuff at this point.
Did you get first I can't say the word circumnavigation.
Yeah. I think you got historical moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going right now. Like,
Yeah,
It might be
basically,
turned like
the,
one. I don't know.
basically all the achievements are always in a way where you can either see by the end screen or you can see in
Oh,
the
yep.
historic moments.
142, you got circumnavigation.
Nice.
Excellent. And then is that last? What's? Oh yeah, and then Rock Band are immortal in arena. Well, if it's
Yeah,
not
you
in the
see the
arena, it
immortal-
doesn't count.
I
Oh no, here we
I
go.
see the immortal and the rock band right there.
But does it
I
have
see-
an arena?
Well, it has a stadium, dude.
Oh,
so-
okay. Well, I wanted to be sure. All right. You know, I'm a stickler for the rules. So you got all the challenges. That's good. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Zond. Let's see, you're
Mhm.
181. Like I really like these challenges.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sort
It's
of
like
want to like start doing a similar thing in my games, because like I feel like it does make you sort of think a lot more when you're playing instead of just beelining the best strategy.
well, you're already doing something in your science games because you build your Amundsen Scott station.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's
Yeah.
just a challenge for every game, no matter what type of game it is. You
Oh,
have to
any
build,
game.
yeah, you have to build Admin Scott, otherwise the game doesn't count as a win.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, crap, I didn't get it so far in my challenge series. Guess I
Uh,
have to do them all
that
over again.
that's just for
Oh no,
me.
I did get them. I did get them in my Babylon challenge. So
That's
yeah.
just for me because I will always say I think that's like the it's the best wonder, except for the fact that it comes far too late to ever matter. Like it's
Yeah.
so great,
Mhm.
but it's not going to matter. I'm sorry.
It can maybe shave a couple turns off,
Yeah,
if that, but you're not going to win or lose based on it.
yeah. I will.
Um,
Me and Kane were talking about the Mapuche as a civ, and I was trying to develop a strategy with the Mapuche to get to Anman Scott early enough to make it matter, because they can produce so much culture with their 15% in cities and conquered cities and all that.
mhm.
Yeah, but that's the only way I could ever see that wonder mattering. All right,
Yeah.
so your first one, a wonder that has to be built in the desert.
So the pyramids in Leeds are actually both qualifier for the first
Yep.
and the third achievements.
All right.
Um, because it's the only wonder I have which has to be built on the desert. Congo has the other three, Jebel, Petra, and Sankore.
Yeah.
And it's also the only wonder that I have that wasn't built by me.
Really?
All the other ones, yeah, it's the only wonder that England built, and Norway didn't build any wonders. So Kilwa, you see there, I
Yep.
built.
Well, there's no way the AI would build Kilwa that early, so yeah.
True. So it qualifies for 2 achievements in this case,
Perfect.
and one of them just because I decided that. Well, the logic there is that I want to give you these challenges, and then you know that these are replicable because I did them.
Yeah.
So in this case, I could have said, well, 2 people did get it, so I don't change it. But I wanted to make sure that I
Yeah.
can kind of vouch for that it's replicable. His grandfather's nightmare. I planned them out quite specifically so that I got 2 on the southern floodplains.
Yeah, here, let me pull this up
Um,
really quick.
So Sparta and
Oh, yep, you have I can't pronounce any of these, but Bakithra, whatever.
yeah. So Sparta and Ispahan in the north are on floodplains.
Yep.
Then originally I was going to get 2 in that western floodplain as well.
Whoa,
where-
Spada isn't on floodplains.
Can you hover over it?
Yeah, I'm. Oh, nope, it is. My bad. Sorry. Nope,
No
you're
problem.
right. All right. For some reason, it didn't
Give him
get
a heart
highlighted.
attack.
Yeah, he was like, he was.
No. I was pretty confident that I did have F5. So that western
nope,
one,
yep.
and the western one I think is Tushpa, or I'm not sure. I can't see because the graphic is in the
Oh
screen.
shoot! Sorry about that. Yeah, here I can pull that off for a second.
Bachtri, yeah. So I was originally going to get like a city, 2 ones on there as well, but then England forward settled me too much for that. And then in the south, Shai, Kumis, and Zrank are on floodplains, and London is on floodplains as well. So I have 6.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. So that qualified for that achievement.
And I saw an immortal somewhere around. Oh, right here.
Yeah, in Shai Kumis, it's on the.
Really, right? Almost in about the same spot that Kane had his.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that because I believe it was also a relatively okay overlap spot for like the area of effect stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think partly by how England settles, which of course is kind of given by the AI.
Yeah.
You kind of end up with that, and then let me think. The other one was the circumnavigation. I think I had it a little later, turn 155, if I remember correctly. But it
yep,
was
right
also
here.
the first one.
Yep, 154.
Oh yeah. So I was a little late, but in a way, doing it so late and seeing that I was still the first makes me more confident that I can give people that achievement in the challenge, because you shouldn't have too many problems with that.
Yeah, 154 is pretty well. Realistically, if you don't have like a Norway or a Coupe, like circumnavigation is a pretty. It comes pretty late, I find. Like those are the only two civs that really sort of like throw that off.
I feel like sometimes it's just really up in the air. Like for example, in my Scythia challenge, I had the achievement to be the first one to meet all people.
Yeah,
And I had met everyone at turn 88, which usually, like,
that's
95 times out of 100 is going to be
what size map?
The first one. Small.
Okay,
So
all right.
that was the thing, and it was Pangea, so that's a thing.
Yep.
But still, usually at turn 88, I'm still the first one. But this time, no, Gaul had already met everyone, which was kind of wild to me. But so I changed that achievement as well, because if the AI is going to meet all of the other ones before turn 80, then you're going to have a relatively tricky time, especially if you're fighting two defensive wars.
So while this is loading in, what turn do you think I circumnavigated the map?
Well, seeing as you finished sub 120, I'm going to say something like 108.
Kane, do you have a guess?
42.
Wow, 114. Wow, that's late for me.
Oof.
Wow. All right. That's actually that's only like 5 turns from the end.
It's because you needed cartography to do it.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Well, because I had found the civs and I'd completely forgot about that challenge, because it's one of those ones where it's like, oh, that'll just happen. I don't have to worry about that. All right, so I've got I got my Desert Wonder and Jebel here. I also have the pyramids over here, which works out quite nicely. I think I have 5 floodplain cities.
Do you really have to check?
Yeah, well, I do. I mean, I want to make sure.
I think Sparta is on floodplains. Zranka is
1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. I only have 3 here. A 4. Hopefully Vietnam had 1. Oh my god, I don't have 5? Are you kidding?
London was on floodplains?
Oh, alright, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4.
Oh
no! Oh my god! Are you kidding? 1, 2.
Oh, Soger, it's all right.
Oh my god! Are you kidding?
Can't win them all, you know.
Well, that. I just can't. That can't stand. Well, I'm gonna have to load up this autosave. Wait, I actually might have one in the. Oh, I settled just before the floodplain. Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't. I only have 4 floodplain cities. So I failed. God.
That's a big one. That
is like, this is gonna bother me. Like, I don't think you realize how much this is gonna ruin my day.
Oh no!
Like this has floodplains in the tiles of the city, but it's not a floodplain city.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Norway didn't settle the floodplains there, so yeah.
Well, I guess you guys beat me.
Yeah.
So congratulations. That is only.
See, that's where you have to, like, you know, take a step back and be like, hey, did I really complete every challenge?
I think this is like the second time I lost a challenge. That's insane.
Good job, Z.
Yeah, like I don't think you realize how intense that is. And there's my immortal in the arena next to the Coliseum.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, because you have to.
Oh, well, I mean, it's irrelevant now, but yeah.
Come on. All right, hold up. Let me go find a floodplain city that. Yeah, I'll just go conquer Greece over here, like
Yeah,
with
that
my
works.
army.
No,
Oh,
the work is already submitted.
Wait,
It
is
ain't too late.
Mohenjo-daro actually on the floodplains?
yeah. Well, no, it's adjacent to floodplains. It's floodplain adjacent.
Yeah, I know.
That it sounds like you don't accept that.
And I mean, I accept that you finished really early and that you did 4 of the 5 planned achievements. To be fair, I did 4 of the 5 planned achievements, basically.
Yeah, so we're even. So really, Kane won this.
Yeah, Kane is the winner.
Yeah, Kane, you won. Like he's the
You guys are hilarious.
like we were talking about how you don't play game modes. He is very much to the T. Like he read those challenges and he's like, well, I mean, I could win this game right now, but I've got to go get my 5th floodplain city.
Yeah.
Like so, really,
Oh, man.
that's
Hilarious.
great.
Dude, I'm so like excited to play the next game, Z, with your challenges. I'm really looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, so the 6th one is already live with Scythia,
Yep.
which I already did on stream.
Oh, okay.
So the 6th one
should
just
check
went
it out.
live today. And that one goes relatively slow because I wanted to do like play by play, and then whenever the recording is over 30 minutes, I do edit it down a bit. But it was a very fun culture victory with Scythia, where I really went hard at some point. I wanted to do like relatively peaceful because I actually like having as little war as possible.
Yeah.
But then, first of all, Scythia does want to go to war in the like ancient classical era, so I did do that, and took over most of 2 other civs. And then Greece, who was always going to be my biggest pain in the butt in terms of the culture victory, didn't want to be friends with me, so I made them suffer.
Well, in a game, in like a culture game, if there is a Greece or a Russia and they're close by, you're almost better off just removing them because they're going to cause so many problems. If you have a Pericles or a Russia, you know they're going to be your head rival.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things like Russia, how many great works do you really want to lose? Like at the start of the game? Like it just gets to be one of those things with that. Yeah, I actually started playing a Scythia game because I did the Head of Cyrus challenge. And that was really disappointing.
very hard challenge I saw.
Yeah.
Extremely difficult.
Yeah, it didn't even take 30 turns. Like I literally like looked and I was like, I could have played 1 turn a day and still finished this in time. But I then had realized I'd never really played Scythia beyond. I did a culture game and we used to have a monthly challenge game. Me and Kane had a group that we did, and there was a Scythia culture game that was just. It was just brutal because you started surrounded by close. It was on a Terra map, so like everyone was within like 4 or 5 tiles of you. But that was like the only real Scythia game I played, so I wanted to do a domination game with them. And so far, I'm disappointed in Scythia as a domination civ, if I gotta be honest. Like I just like Light Horsemen never shine past the original Light Horsemen.
You mean as coursers? They don't.
No, because walls. Like once walls get up, even if you get coursers early, you're never gonna have the same power per state of the game as you do when it's just light horsemen and you find a city that doesn't have walls yet.
Yeah, no. Light cavalry is mostly meant for pillaging.
Yeah.
And they do that well. So I do think that is also useful in a domination game, but I think that to actually take cities, you also need melee, siege, heavy cavalry, whatever you want to use. But yeah, I had the luck that in my game, and that of course doesn't always translate to all the other games to the other people who play the game. But in my game, my neighbors didn't get walls in all the cities, at least in time.
Yeah.
And then horsemen are great, and courses are amazing. And then by the time that I was doing the other stuff, it was just pillaging, and then courses are also amazing. But for pure domination, especially if it's not on a small Pangaea map, you need something that chews through walls, because walls come up so fast often.
And I was real like the thing that got me, because I've already recorded the ancient era of it, is the Scythian ability only works if you produce the unit.
Yeah.
If you
True.
buy it, it doesn't give you the extra unit, and that is awful. That takes an ability that is like really the only thing. Like, it's the main cornerstone of it, of the whole civilization. And for me, it really weakened that civilization, that you actually have to produce the unit to get the free unit.
Yeah.
And also that you don't heal off conquering cities, even if there's a unit inside it. That was also a disappointment. Like, I guess that's why I'm so sort of down on Scythia right now, is their two abilities don't work the way that I thought they should.
I kind of see the like not healing from cities, because usually speaking, you're then in a city, so you're less likely to die.
Yeah.
And I do think that the healing from killing units outside of a city is strong enough that's a really big boon.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact you have to produce, because usually with abilities like that, like with Ayutthaya, you do also get culture when you buy or faith buy your buildings. And with her, I knew it like 90% certainty beforehand, so I knew that I was going to have that problem. But I had to get like one more era score in the ancient era, so I decided to buy a horseman.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does sting.
Yeah. Especially,
and of course her unique unit only is like saved a little by her ability, but other than that, the unit is one of the worst of the game.
Oh, I want to like that unit. I want to, just because it's so widely regarded as terrible. I can't find one reason to like that other than you get two of them, but it's two maintenance cost. Like, so it's so expensive. Like, you're getting 4 gold per turn lost once you produce that unit. Like, it costs more than an archer, which, yeah, it has more mobility, but that's it. That's literally the only thing.
Costs as much as a crossbowman, even.
Yeah, like if it had like, and that was my thought on it, is if the horse archer had the attack, or if the horse archer was at crossbow level strength instead of archer strength, it would be better. But it's an archer that's coming after archer in the tech tree.
Yeah.
So by that point, it has so few turns of relevancy and such a high cost associated with it.
And also, of course, that you like, if it replaced the archer, then it might even have to be a little bit weaker or not get the 4 movement. But in any case, like, then it would be great, because you can have a slinger and upgrade it into a Saka horse archer.
Yeah.
And have it run. And what I do like about the unit, other than you get 2 of them when you produce them, is that because they have 4 movement, you can move, pillage, and sometimes even shoot then.
Yeah.
And they are affected by great generals, which slingers and archers aren't. So there are 2 ways in which it is better, at least, than an archer. But yeah, it biggest saving grace is also the fact that it does heal up from killing units, because otherwise it would just, even with those abilities, all my Saka horse archers died to me in this game. In the end, they were useful, but they did die me at some point. And if they didn't have that like double production thing, and the fact that they heal from killing units, then they will be worthless. And there are a lot of unique units that would fare better with Scythian's abilities.
Yes. I always, any unique unit, I always compare it to the Nubian Archer because that's my vote for best unique unit in the game. And I would, like, if you look at a Nubian Archer, it has one movement less than a Horse Archer and better everything else. Like, it's better in every way except for having one less movement point. And that to me is sort of a frustration that and it's sort of the same way I feel about the Zulu unique unit. Just because I can get a lot of these doesn't make it a better unit. It just means I have a lot of units running around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So especially the range strength on the Pitati is 30 against the Saka's 25 only.
Yeah, it's if you start. And it's I get that that's not the best way to do it, but if you start just like looking at, okay, but how does this compare to the Nubian Archer for any unique unit at stage of game, it's ridiculous how weak some of them really are. Like, because the Nubian Archer is just insane. It just does so much damage and has high movement. It's like they just were like, hey, what would be the absolute best combination of abilities? Let's put it here.
Yeah. No, and yeah, that works really well. So yeah, because I actually want to do a unique unit tier list soon.
Yeah.
And I've debated this thing of, do you take into account like the entire kit of the Civ? And like you mentioned, the Impy. I feel like the Impy is usually rated highly because of the abilities of the Zulu.
Yeah. It's not the Impy itself. The Impy itself is worthless. Like, if you actually look, has no extra. It has extra. God, why can't I think? The extra combat bonus for being adjacent to extra units. I can't think what that's called right now. It's
increased flanking bonus.
There we go. Thank you. And it has lower cost. Otherwise, everything else is the same. Zulu. I am not a fan of Zulu. I often equate Zulu as the Civ that has no bonuses. Because you get armies and cores earlier and they're stronger, but that's about it. Everything else is so nothing. But I get the armies coming early, like getting the free army for conquering a city. But like that comes so late. You're playing so much of the game with no real bonus.
Well, I mean, you do start taking cities. I think that also the fact that your unit, which is just a single unit, just transforms into a core or army from taking a city. That is pretty powerful.
Yeah. No, and I do like that, but you're already at mercenaries, and if you're looking at like early war and stuff, mercenaries is pretty far down if you're doing like a city-state levy in the ancient or classical era. If you're doing something like that. I mean, the problem is I'm also looking at it from the way I play the game versus the standard way of playing the game, where I don't think most people are like min-maxing. Well, if this comes 10 turns later, it's completely worthless. I've already conquered 4 cities. What the heck? I don't think.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think for me, actually, a medieval era unit is pretty much right where I wanted to be for a domination game. So, for example, I really like the Berserker.
Yeah.
I really like in terms of timing. I really like the Gefsu and Samurai. I wouldn't say they are great. They're great domination units, but in terms of timing, that's kind of the moment where I can start getting momentum on cities instead of. Like, for example, where I would use the Geisete and Hulcher usually is keeping my cities alive when I'm warred against.
Yeah.
And for example, the Janissary is already like that. That's the one that's relatively late, but just because of how good it is, I can still deal with it.
Oh, that is probably the latest latest unique unit that I think is just absolutely amazing. When me and Kane, I had sent him my unique unit, like top 5, and he actually said Janissary, and then I was like, yeah, I'm completely wrong. That has to go somewhere on this
Yeah.
list. I got to redo it.
Yeah, for some people it's even like Janissary, 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 and Janissary.
Yeah, it has like the best. It's like if you look at what it provides versus the unit it replaces, it's your best value overall, but it's just a good unit and it fits well in the toolkit.
It also gets a free promotion when upgraded for an earlier unit. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
And half the production costs.
Yeah, it's just
insane.
really good.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna have to call it here pretty early. I've actually got a few things going on that I forgot about. My phone just buzzed, and then I just realized I actually have things to do today, which is uncommon for my days off. Normally, my entire day off is civilization.
Not this time.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Once again, I'm sure this is surprising no one that the person who releases an hour to 2 hour video every day plays a lot of Civilization.
What?
No way.
Impossible.
Yeah. But no, I'm in the middle of a bathroom remodel, so I'm gonna have to call it a little bit early. So I'm just gonna add at the end here. I didn't say it a lot, but Zond only needs 5 subscribers. So everyone, subscribe to him right now. Like even if you never watch a video, just subscribe to him. Get him up to that 1,000. Yeah, he deserves it. This was a great game. I'm gonna try a few of your other challenges as they come up. And we'll just have to sit and talk again about another one of these times.
Yeah. Also, just quickly share the link to my playlist with this game of Persia. So
Yeah.
5 videos. I try to do one challenge every month where I upload it on YouTube and do a video per era.
And actually, if you send me that link right now, I'll just put it in the description. I mean, I could go find it, but I'll forget the second we get off of here. Like, if I'm going to be honest, if there's a message, I'll remember a lot better.
It's in there.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'll just put it in the description. So check out his playlist. Watch his videos, subscribe. And if you're not subscribed to Kane, subscribe to him too. He might make content again in the near future.
One day.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you took on like a whole new thing as well. But anyways, any last points anyone wants to put out? Otherwise, I'm gonna say this was a really fun game. I really did enjoy this.
Yeah, no, I really like how you have one game where it's like ultra fast.
Yeah.
One game that's like nice and easy, nice and relaxed, and I feel like I'm in that middle part where and for me this was a relatively slow game where it's like it's in the middle.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, Kane was the only one who actually won. Like, me and you are really fighting over second place. I mean, I mean, technically,
I knew it as I was playing. It was so frustrating seeing the Petra failed one pop up and knowing like, crap. Well, it's over.
Yeah.
So I genuinely might have rerolled if I hadn't already sent you like the out of frustration that I didn't get Petra.
Yeah. That's great. So Kane took first place. I'm gonna have to make a ranking, and then me and you are tied for second. We'll have to go extra credit to see who actually got second place in this. But Kane, so you won. So
yeah, if you guys need any help, with a strategy or any tips, let me know.
I'm gonna be hitting you up for strategy all the time.
Please teach us, Sensei.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want my
Welcome in, by the way, Flapjack.
All right, boys.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.
It's been real. Have a nice weekend.
Yep.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.